Welcome to the show where we explore the who, what, where, how, and why of the extraordinary people who define our north of normal metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. Today we have Tim Olauson, owner of Pizza Done Right. Hello, Tim.
Hey.
So, Tim, I met you, previous guest of the show, Keith Stensgaard, had Wing Fest.
Yeah.
And you were one of the vendors there because you are the owner of Pizza Done Right. You had your wings there that day.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, just kind of what you do.
Well, I own Pizza Done Right. It's located inside the Bowler. I've been working in the field for quite a few years.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, no, it's been a great experience. We've been taking care of people that come in want to get some quality food. So
That's great. And so, like you said, you're in the Bowler. You're in Gina's old spot.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any kind of a relationship with Gina's Pizza? Or is there anything totally...
No, we just use all of the old equipment
all
from
the
back
old
then.
equipment. So it's the same equipment, though.
Yep. Some of the equipment's older than I am.
Not the same fryer grease, though.
No.
You traded that out. Breadsticks at Gina's were like deep fried. I don't know if... Did you ever have Gina's?
I did have Gina's. I actually don't remember the breadsticks in particular.
Yeah.
I did have their pizza quite a few times when I was younger. But
yeah, whenever you'd go to the Bowler, right?
Yes, sir.
And whenever I would get... How old are you?
35.
35. Okay, so 39. We're similar ages.
Yeah.
I would go to the Bowler, and because I lived across the street in those apartments there. Those are some of the most affordable apartments in town. And then I'd go over to the Bowler, get drunk, eat pizza, and do some gambling.
Okay.
Did you ever play?
I was never a gambler, no.
Okay, not a big bowl. Never hung out.
No,
upstairs at the Bowler.
No, I mean, on the other side, yeah.
Okay.
I spend most of my days in the kitchen. It's pretty warm up there, but
yeah. So what is it like being? I mean, can you give us a little bit of a snapshot at like your day to day as the owner of a freshly started pizza place? And this is your place, or is this a franchise?
Nope, my place.
Wow.
Like I said, we came up with the concept about a year and a half ago. September of 2022.
Yeah.
23. Sorry. I've been in the industry for quite a while, so I've been working on the recipes. Grand scheme of things, I've always been wanting to own my own place, and this kind of came up. So then we kind of started working on the branding part of it, and making quality food at an affordable price. So
yeah, well, and that's the you're getting a little bit into the how, because what you are doing right now, you've got the pizza place. It's open. You're ready to go. You're running it every day. I mean, are you putting in open to close? You must have people who work for you.
I do have people that work for me.
Okay, and how long have you guys been open?
September of 2023.
23. Okay, well, so it's been in the Bowler there for almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years. Yep.
Wow. And I, to be honest, I hadn't heard about it until Wing Fest.
Yeah.
So there's not only so many pizza places in town here, and I went there for Wing Fest. You were the vendor there. You were doing the wings. Those wings were amazing. They were very good. Do you know how Wing Fest turned out? Did you walk away with the high
we
prize?
Got third place.
Okay, out of eight. Yeah. So that's a very good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all doing their best.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So getting third place, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That had to feel good.
Pretty happy about it, especially seeing as the top three contestants, and actually third place we tied with Fargo Billiards.
Okay. Then I would tell people I got second in that case, and no one's gonna look into it.
But yeah, no, the top four contestants were super close. We were all within like one VIP. So
okay. Oh, you tied for third, so there were four people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So
billiards.
Yep, the Fargo Billiards location.
I don't remember that. Yeah. Okay. That was That was a couple months ago.
Yep.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it was
been a while.
Yeah, it was a very different experience. I don't know if you remember, the week before was 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And then that weekend was 40. Yeah. You could see your breath inside the location, actually.
It was a cold day, and we showed up like right when the doors opened up, and they were still scrambling to try to figure out.
Yep.
It was definitely sounded like a tough time. So being an owner of a pizza place, like, what is your day-to-day? So you wake up, what time you wake up? Because a pizza place goes till late.
Yep, goes till 10. So I usually wake up at 8, kind of get some of the invoicing, ordering, all of that done schedule. right now, actually, I have a pretty good crew, so I'm actually taking a little time off during the summer because I have my kids during the summer.
Yeah.
But usually I'm there pretty much 9:30, 10 o'clock until 10, sometimes later.
And when I Google your restaurant, the number that's there is your cell number.
Yes, it is.
Is that something you want people to know or be aware?
As it stands right now, I'm okay with that. It's more of a, I want you to feel like you're talking to the person that's running it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to call and talk to some employee that doesn't necessarily care as much as I do. I want you to feel like you're personally being taken care of. So.
And so, but when you have a day off, I mean, do you take days off? What are your days off? Because you're going to get I would almost feel bad calling on like a Tuesday to see.
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Please call me. I'll take the order. I still place them.
Right, so you must be married or you've got okay.
So, yep.
So it's just you and the kids.
Yep.
And you, while you're doing all that, you're taking orders and juggling all of that?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, that's
it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
No, well, you are a glutton for punishment. So I do want to dig more onto your day-to-day. So you wake up, you start working at 8 o'clock. I mean, your restaurant's open till what time?
Till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sometimes later. 11 o'clock on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, jeez. So, I mean, are you putting in 16-hour days every single day?
No,
I mean, it
no,
can't
not
be...
like I said, not during the summer. During the winter and fall, yes.
Do most people place their orders? I mean, what's the volume on a pizza place? Like, I can't even... I'm trying to wrap my head around it because you're getting... When I did Pizza Hut for like 12 years when I was a kid. And so, like, I know what Pizza Hut's like, and their volume was wild. I'm sure yours isn't close to that.
No, it's not.
Because they're the franchise and they're the Pizza Hut, right?
They're very well known.
Yeah,
so.
And they're a mechanized whatever. But, I mean, gosh, how many orders are you doing in a day? And you're taking them all on your call, or most people using the app? Or
most of them will go online.
Okay.
So I won't receive too many phone calls as of yet.
I'm getting old because I want to call when I don't want to do it online. I like to call, but...
I get that. That's why we have that. But no, we definitely utilize our website the most.
Yeah.
Which we're getting an updated website in the near future as well. So that'll be a bit more robust. So that'll be a lot easier and more user friendly.
Great.
And then you can also find us like on DoorDash, Grubhub, all of those third party DSPs. So.
When can I bring this up?
Absolutely.
10 chicken wings for $10 and then half. This is not an advertisement. You're not a paid advertiser. I just like, I love pizza, but I'm also a cheapskate. So I wanted to use this. Of course, I can't use this online.
No, you can't.
That's also why I wanted to call to use it because you'd have to call to make use of this, right?
Yep.
But you're happy to honor it and you like it.
Yeah.
But what days and hours are you running? 7 days a week or?
No, we're closed on Mondays. So,
okay.
But we will be open today, starting at 3 o'clock. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is 3 to 10.
Okay.
And then Friday is 3 to 11. Saturday is noon to 11, and then Sunday is noon till 8.
I see.
So.
Yeah. I don't know if you know. So like my day job or the biggest income producer in my house, I'm actually a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. Every time I say I'm a realtor, I have to say the whole thing. And so I work a lot of nights and weekends. So I'm always looking for a place that'll give me pizza at like 9 or 10 in the morning. But you guys don't ever have hours like that?
Not currently.
Is that mostly because of the bowler, or
Yep.
could you get in there at any time if you wanted to? Or?
I could. My whole thing is I'm trying to make sure that I'm catering to the people there and that we're taking good care of them. You know, I don't want to add all of this stuff on and just start making mistakes kind of thing. So
well, and it's got to be a balancing act.
Yep.
Trying to decide between being open at enough hours so that when people call and place the order. But yeah, when I want pizza at 9 in the morning, because that's when my day is off, is on Wednesdays. When I want pizza at 9 in the morning, my options are Casey's or Pizza Patrol. I like the two options. But now that I got kids, I try to eat pizza more with them. Because they like it so much. I've got a 6, a 4, and a 1-year-old. How old are your kids?
8 and 10.
Okay,
so.
yeah. And so they must be very happy to have pizza on tap all the time?
They do. They definitely enjoy it. They're getting kind of refined palates, though. My oldest is very into Asian food lately. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to come out with like an Asian-style pizza?
Maybe not so much on the pizza. Maybe we'll do a couple of specials coming up in the fall.
Oh, really?
So we're going to be doing like weekly specials. So we'll come up with some funky pizzas because like we have a few kind of interesting pizzas, but nothing too crazy. But
you could go the Japanese route and put corn and tuna on it. I don't know if you know, but in Japan, that's what they put on pizza.
Oh, really? I've actually been to Japan. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably the most popular pizza topping there is corn and mayonnaise and tuna. And yeah,
are they doing the tuna raw afterwards?
No. It's like canned tuna. When did you go to Japan?
That was February of 2022. No, 2023. So it was before we started this. So.
Yeah, and what inspired that?
Just had a friend group that was going there.
Yeah, it's one of those bucket list things.
Yep, actually my business partner and I went, so.
Yeah. And how long were you there?
Just 2 weeks.
Okay.
So.
My wife's Japanese.
Oh, nice.
So, and
I remember seeing her.
Yes, I speak Japanese well enough to have a wife.
There you go. I don't speak anything.
Yeah,
so.
we speak a lot of Japanese in the home. But Japan is a great place to visit.
Yep.
As I like to tell people, though, there's a reason we live here. I like Fargo. But as far as your business partner, maybe that's a great segue to move to that, because what I'm interested in is how does one, I eat a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
And I've actually said to myself, like, gosh, I think running a restaurant would be cool. I mean,
it would be cool. I'll give you that. It is a cool thing to do.
And I want to start, maybe, I've got a buddy. He's kind of in the industry. He does a lot of consulting, especially for food service. Josh Soul. Have you heard of him? Do you know him at all? I'll have to hook you up with him. He's a great guy. Great guy to know. But he and I, we met, or we saw some pizza guy who now is running his own marinara, whatever. And he inspired us. And we were like, maybe we should open a pizza place in like 5 years. If we wanted to do that, where does it even begin, right? And I'm curious, like, what was your first thought where you were like, I'm going to start my own? Where did that, for you, like, the very first germination in your mind of, I'm going to own my own pizza place?
Well, I've always been wanting to have a restaurant. So,
always?
Yep. So, in my adult life, I guess.
Yeah.
I started watching Chopped as soon as I graduated high school, and it just kind of really inspired me.
So this is post-graduation.
Yep.
So when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you were a kid?
Like, a teacher, actually.
You wanted to be a teacher.
Yep. So there's facets of being a teacher in this.
Yeah.
You have to teach people how to make food.
That's true.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I mean, entrepreneurship, when you've got employees, right?
Yep.
Being a boss is quite a relationship, and yes, teacher is a great way to explain being a boss. But so you graduate high school. Did you go to university then?
I did for a year.
Yeah. And what was the degree?
I was going to be elementary education.
Okay, so you're going for elementary education, and you're sitting one night watching Chopped, or you've been watching Chopped for a while.
Yeah. It just really, like I said, inspired me. I decided going into teaching wasn't necessarily for me. That's another thing that isn't for the faint of heart. You do a lot of work and don't necessarily get the appreciation that they deserve. Because teachers put a lot of work in. You don't even see.
It's a heck of a system.
Yeah.
Right. Like you got to get in. The union is involved. State regulations are involved.
Yep.
Like it's whether you go elementary, high school, or even in the university, all of it. I mean, it's
you have to do continuing education. You have to eventually get your master's, even. So.
Yeah.
So.
But I really want to slow down and focus on, like, what was it about Chopped that was inspiring you? Like was this the first episode you watched? You're like, oh, now I'm changing everything. Or
no.
How did that
it took a
transformation?
while.
Yeah.
It kind of inspired me to start cooking, and then I started cooking, and I've always been kind of an artistic person, so it was a way to kind of evolve what I was doing. Originally I was a bit of a drawer. I like to draw a lot of things, a lot of paint. Well, not a lot of paint, but painting sometimes. Huh. And I watched that, and I was just like, wow, they're making all of this, and it's like added layers. And then like the thing that's so interesting is like there's art literally that you don't see because it's literally flavor and senses and stuff like that. And at the end of it, it's not there. So it's about the experience. It's very much so about making quality, like good food that people appreciate and remember. Yeah. Because it's very different. It's not like you have a painting hanging up somewhere. you gave them that experience, and it's something that hopefully they think about.
Well, there's two things going on. There's enjoyment of art, which is consuming art, and that's one thing we all consume art. But there is also within us the need and the desire to create art, and that is a completely different process where you are expressing yourself, making choices to turn yourself, and you can do that making a RPG character on a video game, or you can make that putting paint on a canvas, or you can make that in making a dish. It's all about self-expression and pouring yourself out there. And you started cooking because of Chopped. And you were like, I'm loving this. So you're gonna start a restaurant. That surely pizza wasn't the first thought, or was it?
No, definitely not. So that's definitely just based off the equipment that was available at the location I'm at. I've been in, like I said, been in the industry for quite a while. I worked at Mezzaluna. I worked at the Hotel Donaldson, Doolittle's. I was a sous chef over there.
Oh, wow.
So,
I mean, those are some more high-end places, especially Mezzaluna, right? Do you know Joe Sweegarden?
A little bit.
Did you cross paths with him? And
I know
Leola
him
Dahl?
a little bit. I know Eric Watson much more.
Oh, okay. Well, Joe, previous guest of the show.
Okay.
So I and
Joe's a great guy.
He had a similar background in what I considered to be very high end. Like I said, I did 12 years in Pizza Hut, and that is far from high end. Have you ever worked fast food before?
Not fast food. Oh, okay.
I mean, I would consider Pizza Hut fast food.
I worked at Cousin Subs when I first moved here in 2008.
Yeah.
So that would be fast food. Yeah.
And it's a whole other, because there is no, I mean, it's an assembly line. Right, where you're putting stuff together, and pizza, I would imagine, no matter where you go, pizza is more of a straightforward assembly line kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, so you're taking the dough, which has already been preformed, you're slapping it out, it's probably been, you're prepping a whole bunch of ones ahead of time, pouring the sauce on there and putting the toppings to order. It's very formulaic, and it is like a fast food. So it's interesting that you did sous chef, and that line of sous chef, all of that came from
a desire to have my own place.
So from the beginning.
Yep. So when you were talking about where did this all start? Before I got into cooking, I was in the medical field, and I was a phlebotomist. And I worked a 16-hour shift, and all I thought about was baking bread. And I was like, I really need to make that my career.
Doing phlebotomy. When I think phlebotomy, that is one of those, people get their blood drawn. I don't know that they know. That's a pretty accessible job to go get.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like anybody can kind of get the training, and it pays fairly well. But you gotta. But and for those who don't know what that word means, like you're just drawing blood. Right. And so, for whom were you doing that? Sanford or?
I was at the VA at one point, and BioLife was where I was at that time.
Okay. And just all day long, you're sticking people with needles. And that is.
As far as I know, I have like the third most sticks in a day still over there. So, when you're working 16 hours, when you're working 16 hours a day, not a lot of people are willing to do that.
Yeah. So who's the biggest pain in the rear you ever had? Do you have any stories from being a phlebotomist, or people?
No, actually,
because I never sat down with you. Okay.
Most people are actually pretty awesome. The only times pain in the rear would be like. When somebody would pass out, but that wasn't. That's not on them.
You almost feel bad for them.
Yeah, you feel bad. I definitely never had to deal with somebody accidentally urinating on me or anything. That happened once.
Well, no. I can't, when I get my blood drawn, or when I have anesthesia or dental work, or when I fly. Anytime where you say to me, Conrad, we're going to take all of the control away from you. You just sit down. I kind of spaz out a little bit. So I turn into like a rambling idiot and the poor phlebotomist. Like, do you see that? And it doesn't bother you?
No, it didn't bother me. Okay. It's all about customer service. I would even say that helped me on the next part where, even through this, you're cooking and all that stuff, but you're still talking to people. So it was good to actually help teach me to just have conversations with people that you otherwise wouldn't have an opportunity to. They're literally stuck to a machine for 30 minutes to an hour. They can't go anywhere.
Oh, and do you have to attend them for that 30 minutes that they're there?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So this is different than because I was imagining like when I get my blood drawn, a nurse is just, boop, boop, okay, next, and it's like a row of people. You're sitting down with somebody.
Yep. Well, we weren't sitting. So we would have 6 people per area. So we would be bouncing around having conversations with other people.
And how many
doing
people are in the area?
6 people. So
Oh,
6 is the
and
max.
6 for you. So
Yep,
not 6
6 per-
phlebotomists. You and you've got 6 people in the room. You stick them, and then you're just sitting with them.
Yep.
With all 6 of them, and it's in a group. I've never been to BioLife. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's a very important thing. I have a friend that has been doing it for 20 years, and just to think about all of the lives that he's made. He was talking about what he did financially with it, and like he was just like, that's the best way to make money is by help saving lives. So
It's a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful sentiment. I'm not sure, because I heard that a lot of that, though, doesn't it end up getting sold on some kinds of secondary market, or is all of it used? So it's hard to know, but...
yeah, no, it gets sold. The companies that do it make a good amount of money.
Yeah.
So, not the people that necessarily are donating. They don't get a lot. That's why it's called a donation.
Yes. Well, and I guess at the very end of it, though, what are you going to do with blood that isn't going to save lives in some way, or even if there's no way to use it for fun?
Yeah,
Right?
that's hopefully not.
So, okay. Well, so you're thinking about making bread. You've got this in your head. I want to start a restaurant. So you quit. When's the first restaurant you go work at then? You quit
Mezzaluna and the Hodo at the same time.
At the same time. Okay.
I was working 6 to 7 days a week, 60 to 80 hours a week as well. I just wanted to get in there and get it going. So you had done cooking in your own home. You had no real food experience before then, but you went in with the idea of, I'm going to do this at a professional level. Yes, sir.
How did that change your approach when you started? I mean, did you drop that in the interview? Like, I'm just using you as a stepping stone to my own place, or how did you?
It was. both places I was a huge fan of. I'd applied at I'm not going to say where, but another restaurant that I thought would be a better fit because I didn't have much of a skill set. And then I got in there and like, oh, no, that's below my skill set.
Okay.
So I wasn't there very long. And by the time I went there, I was like, or to Mezzaluna and the Hodo, I was like, these are what I'm able to do. And I want to learn. I actually did an apprenticeship at Mezzaluna. So,
okay. And you set that, so that's something that anybody can walk in and ask for an
I
apprenticeship?
don't believe they have that anymore.
Yeah.
So, there's the American Culinary Federation. I don't know if Joe does it. If he did, it would be a very smart idea, actually.
Yeah.
But you have to have like the credentials and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a random apprenticeship. It's a actual like association that gives out the diplomas. So.
And this whole time you're saying to yourself, I want to start a restaurant. I want to start a restaurant. And so what is the plan in the beginning? How does that plan change? I mean, what's the story of how that all evolves?
Well, so my whole thing was, great food is really what drives people to locations. So I wanted to learn how to cook, like I said, at a high level. And at the time, I definitely chose the 2 top places. I can't think of another place right now even that, well, okay, the Hodo's not there anymore. But,
yeah.
But, I was just trying to really apply myself so that I could learn as much as I could cooking wise.
And then from there you went to Doolittle's?
Yep.
What inspired that change?
Kind of lack there of vertical movement.
Yeah.
So I was at the Hodo for about 3 years,
Okay.
and they had a very well established management team.
Mm-hmm.
So then I applied at Doolittle's. I picked out another place that was very well talked of. At that point, I don't know what the record is or what they're at right now, but they were like the best restaurant in Fargo for like 8 out of the last 10 years at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is going to be a great place to learn. And I did. I learned quite a bit there as well.
At Doolittle's.
Oh, yeah.
Because you wanted to move up into management.
Yep.
Because you knew when you open up your own restaurant, you're going to have to manage people.
Absolutely.
So you wanted that. I don't know if you're aware, that's very deliberate. Like a lot of people.
Oh, it was very deliberate.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have that kind of long range. Have you always been this way? It seems strange that you would be so deliberate in this sense, but it seems like with almost no hesitation, you hopped out of your teaching. Were you not so deliberate in your teaching plans?
I wasn't. That was more based off of advice I was given by, everyone's like, you'd be a great teacher. And I do love kids. I do enjoy teaching people stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's the systems that are difficult to navigate.
1,000. I can't agree with you more, and 1,000%. And I think, so you and I are both millennials, and I think it's almost the millennial curse is that whatever was happening in the high school to university pipeline, they handed out some just unfortunate advice, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Because you were smart enough to get out of it. I, on the other hand, have 3 full degrees that I don't use any of them, but I do pay for them.
Yeah.
So real tragedy of everything that kind of happened in that 2002 to 2015 range. I feel like there was a I don't know what it is, but anyway, good on you for jumping out, because you said you only did the 1 year.
Yep.
So you went straight down with a very deliberate plan. Were you always such a deliberate guy? I mean, what are some other plans?
I wouldn't even say that I wasn't super deliberate. I quit there and I just moved to Fargo just kind of on a whim, because that's where all my friends were moving. And,
okay.
You're 18, 19 years old. You're not thinking too much about the future. Yeah. So that's how I got into phlebotomy. I had a friend kind of help me get a gig on that, and I worked at Prax for a little while. Well, Sotero, but everyone remembers it as Prax, so it's just easier to say that. And I kind of started developing that career, and then I was just like, this isn't what I want to do. And that's when I started to be a little bit more deliberate on it. There's nothing wrong with the career. It just wasn't for me.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who say, I want to be a chef or whatever, and then they go even I met some people at Pizza Hut who were like, oh, I want to be a chef, so I'm starting on this cooking line here. And I was like, okay. And a lot of people do that. But to realize that you're going to need because I think everybody thinks they can manage people.
Yeah.
I think everybody thinks, oh man, if I was in charge, I would make all the smart decisions and everybody would just listen to me and it would all work out just fine. Management, executive leadership is extraordinary. Like the reason CEOs and managers and these people make so much money is because their job is like difficult and not everybody can do it. I think that there's something special about you that you were able to say, well, I'm going to need this.
Yep.
And so you went to Doolittle's, you got that management experience.
Yep. I would even say that you're talking about how like everyone could do it, like thinks that they can do it. I definitely had that mentality going into it.
Okay.
And there's some good lessons in there. I was wrong in a lot of those times. And it really helped change my perspective on how to interact with anyone, even not even just subordinates, but like your peers as well.
Yes.
So
power requires a certain kind of ego. You need to be full of yourself enough to say, I deserve this much power. But then it also requires a kind of humility as well. You have to be able to say, okay, I could be wrong, or I need to adjudicate this in a fair way. Otherwise, your people are going to revolt on you.
Oh, yeah.
And so how long did you do that before you started to open up a shingle? I mean, so you've got this in your head. I'm going to open up a restaurant. Was it around 2020 that you did Doolittle's, or when did you do Doolittle's?
Yeah, I got out of Doolittle's about 2020.
Okay.
And at that point, I actually went on to be a bar manager over at Famous Dave's.
Okay.
So, there's going to be a little bit of bouncing around in this story. So, I went to Famous Dave's as a bar manager, started there February of 2020, and I don't know if you guys remember how well things were going at that time. I very quickly went from being a bar manager to a line cook again because of, everything shutting down during COVID.
Well, now Famous Dave's, that place too, is probably more like Pizza Hut, more like a fast food service where it's assembly line.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay,
but that being said, so like I would say during Doolittle's and Famous Dave's, one of the things I definitely learned was, you don't have to learn to make the most technical, difficult dish.
Yeah.
It's about making quality. At that point, Famous Dave's was smoking all of their meats in-house. If I was running 100 franchises across the U.S., they were doing a pretty smart model on it, actually. So, because it was all about quality food.
Pity they closed down.
Well, I mean, they're closed. You can still order online, but
yeah, because they're running out of Granite City now. Yeah, which I didn't realize, because when you order Granite City online, it doesn't offer that option at all. So you got to find. It's a whole thing. I like food, and I'm getting very hungry just talking about all this.
Oh, I got something for you.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I got some pizza.
What? Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When you walked in and I smelled it, and I just looked at it. So for those who aren't watching, he just brought in a pepperoni, sausage, and mushroom pizza. Look at this thing. Well, thank you for bringing that.
Absolutely.
My mouth is just like watering. This will be the second time I've had your pizza. I called in a couple weeks afterwards. I am going to. Do you mind if I have a slice of this? why don't you tell us about what the pizza is and how you chose these toppings? Yeah.
Yeah, they're just high quality toppings. So the pizza dough we make in house. We use a domestic version of double O flour. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's like the high end Italian pizza dough. And then we also make the pizza sauce in house as well. We add things like jalapeños, mushrooms, gives it a little bit of heat, a lot more of a like savory, and then carrots, some red bell peppers, make it nice and sweet. High quality tomatoes, and then we shred the cheese in house as well. So 3 cheese blend. It's going to include parmesan, provolone, and mozzarella.
Wow.
So
this is very good.
Good.
Yeah, your crust is very true. I didn't know that you're using you said the Italian bread.
The domestic version of it. So
okay. Is it Dakota made?
Not Dakota made. No.
Okay.
That would be great, but I haven't found that yet. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, the Dakota made is the name of the brand. I guess they don't have glyphosate or something like that. I don't know. But whatever it is, or however you made it, this is very good pizza. Thank you for the pizza.
Absolutely.
I love pizza. When I lived in Japan, I found a place that made real pizza without tuna and pepperoni on it, and I would go there probably every other week. It was called I Love Pizza. I think they're closed now. But is this just like your favorite toppings, or white pepperoni, sausage, and mushroom?
They're pretty well liked around with most people, so that's kind of, I was guessing what you might like. So
where do you stand on the whole pepperoni pineapple, or I'm sorry, the whole pineapple thing?
Personally, I'm not for it. As a culinarily, it actually makes sense to me. Okay. So I think it's actually you get that sweet and savory. So,
and you put some hot sauce on there. You got like every flavor that you could imagine right there.
Absolutely. I have one customer that will get anchovies and pineapple.
You have anchovies?
Yep.
Very few people do. Good on you. Yeah, I don't know how many places in town have anchovies.
Yeah, those are special requests. You got to ask for them specifically because we get it maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks. So.
Okay, and does that come like in a tin, or how does that? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, wow, that is so good. I could just sit here and eat, but we have a show to do. Because I would sit here and that's the problem, and I've always said this about pizza. I don't stop when I'm full. I stop when I'm embarrassed of myself.
There's nothing to be embarrassed of. Good pizza's good pizza.
That's also true. But I could just sit down and eat. I used to be 300 pounds.
Oh, wow. I would not have guessed.
Yeah, well, I had to learn to stop. But it's just like the Green Goblin mask there just staring at me. I'm gonna close that so I don't have to look at it. Otherwise, I will sit here and eat the whole thing. So. You're working at Famous Dave's, and keep the story moving forward there. Where?
Yeah, so restaurants are kind of dropping like flies because COVID hit real hard.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had to switch what I was doing to be a line cook during the shutdown. We had 3 managers. We were all working 60, 70 hours a week, and cranking out food that usually you need like 5 to 10 people to make all of that.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of an experience. A lot of deliveries. That's when like DoorDash and all of those really took off.
Yeah.
And then things started opening up again. So then I actually got back into my bar manager role for about 2 weeks. Mother's Day of 2020 was one of the busiest days that place would have. There was a time we literally had 100 tickets hanging up, and then 100 tickets were still printing off, and it wouldn't stop printing.
Wow.
Yeah. So we ended up actually running out of food. And
this is at Famous Dave's?
At Famous Dave's, yeah.
Why were they so busy May of 2020?
So this was for Mother's Day. So I should have mentioned Mother's Day. Not May. I meant Mother's Day.
No, you said Mother's Day is in May.
Okay, yeah. So
but I'm trying to say, what is it about Mother's Day that's so busy?
I think, that's actually one of the busiest days in a restaurant.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah, but during that time, nobody was doing stuff. Everyone was staying at home, so a lot of people really wanted to make sure Mother's Day was a special thing for their mothers, and everybody was ordering.
Wow.
I remember Red Lobster got raked over the coals a little bit in the news because they had a worse experience.
Yeah.
They ran out of food like 4 or 5 hours before close, whereas it was like 2 hours for us. So
I was unaware. so many. So, I get bring in here, I hear their stories. 2020 is usually a big pivot for everybody in a big way. I had never heard before that all the restaurants just got slammed, and not with people coming in, because we were still doing the...
Actually, that was the week that it opened. So I was actually supposed to be the bar manager for the day. And I walk in at noon, and they're like, "You are on the line." And so I step on the line. I'm like, "All right, where do you want me?" And the least favorite position everyone had was fry station. That's usually the least favorite because, it's kind of the grease and all that.
And the heat. And,
so then I got to sit there and fry food the entire day. And actually, it wasn't noon. It was at 10. But yeah, no, it was just kind of an intense day. And like I said, we had to shut down a few hours early. We actually even had to go apologize to 50 people in line that had been waiting there for at least 30 minutes because we ran out of food.
Yeah.
And then we were reimbursing them and stuff like that. And then the following week, the general manager decided to be done. So he walked out, and then I got to take on that role. So that's kind of how I progressed into a general manager position because of that. So
at Famous Dave's.
Yep.
Okay. So. And then... From there, where did the doors open up on your new restaurant?
There's a few other restaurants and other jobs that I worked after that. Well, one, really. And then I saw a Facebook ad. So I'd been keeping a close eye. There's been a few opportunities that had popped up that I was like, okay, this is interesting. I think I might go after this. This is interesting.
But what's this? What are you... Because it's not. What are you looking for specific? You're not looking to. You wanted to start your own thing.
Yep. So I was looking to lease a kitchen. So it's a little bit more accessible for the people that don't have a huge startup.
Yeah. So you were just looking for a commercial kitchen for lease.
Yep. So
did you have a realtor?
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because I was also working. It wasn't.
There's a whole profession of people who, on spec, you don't pay them anything. We'll keep an eye open and actually have access to a database of properties.
I guess I had been looking at. I didn't have a realtor, but I did utilize the online real estate things to kind of look for those kitchens. Most of the ones that you're looking at are I guess I don't know. Do you know much of leased kitchens?
Yes, absolutely. That's what.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that.
So real estate. I just for anybody listening, because kind of the idea of the show is if somebody looks at Tim Olauson and says, "I want his life. How do I do it?" Right? Good. I want his life. How do I do it? That's why we tell the story. That's kind of the idea here. So for anybody who's listening, you could have saved yourself or got a head start by calling any brokerage and asking for a commercial realtor. So there, I do both.
Okay.
Usually they specialize. The way I do real estate's a little different, so I can do both. But yeah, that's their whole job. They've got all of the different commercial properties in town enter into what's called a multiple listing service, and they put their leases right on there.
Okay.
And so that would be, I have people for whom I am always looking for kitchens and things like that.
Okay.
And then I get a cut at the end of everything.
Yeah.
But it more than worth it because somebody's out there looking. And so rather than utilize the services of a realtor, you were just on Facebook Marketplace, or I'm just.
I was actually just on Facebook. The bowler put out an ad. Somebody forwarded it to me, and then I reached out. I had a couple of sit-down meetings with them to make sure it was the type of fit that they were looking for, and type of fit I was looking for as well.
And so you wanted to start a restaurant. You were looking for a kitchen to lease.
Yep.
But you didn't have, or you weren't too specific on what kind of a kitchen, because it ended up being a pizza place. You weren't looking for specifically pizza places, just kitchens.
So that's what I had been spending most of my time was learning how to cook as many types of food as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's about the quality to me.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm making...
Well, it must be, if you're making your own sauce from scratch.
Yeah.
That's clearly your passion, and this is obviously your art. You're expressing yourself.
Yep.
And I had said you're very deliberate, and you had responded, well, I'm very whimsical at times too. Very similar, actually. How I ended up going to Japan was very some guy was just you should do that. And I was like, okay, and changed my whole life. I'm married to one of them now because some guy, it was just you should go. So whimsy, but also extreme deliberateness. I find it strange that you're I want to do a restaurant, but any restaurant, and you just because it seems quite arbitrary that it ended up being a pizza place.
Yep.
Right. And so you respond to the ad. Is it the principal themselves? Is it the owner, or who do you get on the ad?
It was the owner. Yep. So.
Okay. And you say, hey, I would like to talk about this.
Yep.
And so you're talking directly to the owner of the bowler?
Yep.
Okay, and it's not the manager; it's the actual owner. The guy who owns it, or
they
the manager?
own and manage it.
Okay, so. I don't know that about the bowler. So you're already talking to. I mean, that's got to be a pretty big shot kind of a guy, though, right?
Yeah,
the bowler is a big touchstone in the town here.
Well established.
I'd say.
It's been here since '64, I think.
Yeah, right. And they're. And so you're talking to him. You sit down, and what's that meeting like? I mean, how are you feeling? Because you're. It
felt like an interview.
Yeah,
that was absolutely.
Who was interviewing him? He was interviewing you.
Honestly, it was a interview both ways.
Okay. Yeah.
When you're going into a job, if you're not interviewing your interviewer, you're not doing it right.
Hey.
Because you need to make sure that it's the right fit for you as well. So, we both were making sure that it was the right fit for each other.
I like that a lot.
So, I think. Obviously they were the established place and I was the new guy, but it was a pretty back and forth kind of conversation. So
can you give us a little bit like how that conversation even went? Like, so you come in, you sit down, and you're like, so I want to lease your place, or how?
So a big part of it was they had quite a few other restaurants that tried to lease the place since COVID closed Gina's, and their biggest concern was just making sure that I was actually like committed to it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned opening up your own place, and restaurants are not necessarily the highest margin jobs.
Yeah.
Usually they require a lot more than people realize. So that's why.
When here I am walking in, obsessed about cutting your margins.
Oh no, I did that on purpose. I want people to come try it because my whole goal is you come in, you love it, and then you keep on ordering it.
Yeah,
so.
you can't stop.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you guys are interviewing each other back and forth. He's sniffing you out, making sure, and I totally understand where he's coming from there. Like,
absolutely.
This isn't just some flyby guy. He really means it. One way or the other, he bought what you were selling.
Yep.
And so what is it? You had never started a restaurant before.
Nope.
You had never been an entrepreneur before.
Nope.
You had never, what was that process like for you? Where did you even begin?
It started off getting the tax ID number and figuring all that stuff out. The unfortunate thing, so this is actually great advice for anyone looking to start their own business, is I kind of found this towards the end of starting everything, and it would have saved me probably about $1,000, which, I mean, it's not a huge number in the grand scheme of things, but $1,000 is $1,000.
Money is money.
Look into SBDC, so that's Small Business Department of Commerce of North Dakota.
I am a consultant for the Minnesota.
Yeah, that's right.
Minnesota
you mentioned
SBDC.
that.
Yeah. So plug for the SBDC.
Yeah. So it's very important. They kind of helped me kind of get the last little things that I had missed, but it would have been great. It would have been better. It would have gotten a better roadmap and understood what exactly I needed to do.
Yeah.
Instead of,
And they were very helpful for you, even post hoc for you.
Yep.
So we're running towards the end of the show here. I told you it goes quick. It's already 12:50. Can you believe it?
Yep.
But I've already got lunch, so it is. It's like whispering, eat me, but I can't talk and eat at the same time, so I can't eat that. Before we start wrapping up, I want to know what those first days were like. Was it just you in the kitchen? Did you hire people right away?
No, I didn't hire anyone until a little later. I had a few people kind of come in and help me a few times, but not hired, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My brother was a great resource in that. He was very helpful.
Yeah.
He can't do too much, but he was running food, and he'd make a few pizzas as well. So
okay.
He's like I said, he's a great resource.
And you must have spent a ton of time. I mean, I don't know how many places make their sauce from scratch. I mean, that's like a whole thing.
Yeah, it is the whole thing.
Have you thought of selling that?
Eventually, actually.
Like canning it? Or
I even have a resource to kind of go through on that. Looking to kind of just get through the summer. Last year, we actually opened a second location that didn't go the way we thought it would.
Okay, and then also you have a food truck?
Yep. That was
because so the first time I wanted to eat with you, I called the number from Google. You or it was a text or something. I forget what happened. And you're like, well, actually, I'm not there. I'm out on the food truck.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that was before 3:00 on a Wednesday or something like that. So that's otherwise you're just going to be out at Walmart.
there's pop-up events kind of thing.
Yeah.
We don't have anything this week. Next week we'll be out at Flom, Minnesota.
Yeah.
They have Flom. It's a great name.
Yeah.
I love it. Selling pizza by the slice out there, and then the next day we'll be up at Stump Lake Heritage Village for an event as well. So kind of bouncing around a little bit.
And so how long did you spend developing, or is it ongoing? Like, are you constantly
ongoing? It's
so you're always changing the recipe?
Yep. Even to the point that
improving.
No, it's definitely improvements. That's always the game plan on it. Even to the point that I would say some of my employees have complained that I like to change the recipes a little too much. So
hard to follow.
yeah, no, and I try to change it in an efficient manner, but
yeah.
Just
okay. Well, yeah, it's amazing pizza. It tastes fantastic. Thank you for pizza. Thank you for lunch.
absolutely.
Is there anything else about the experience that you would love to share or talk about? Or?
No, I mean, we're planning on getting a catering kind of going out of there.
So many options.
Yep. So it's going to be we're working on the website right now.
Yeah.
Menu's almost finalized on that as well. So, if you're looking, again, it's about quality food at an affordable price because, everyone's on a budget these days.
And I can't get over that you make your sauce from scratch. I don't think anybody does that, where you're like the ingredients and all that, like everything from scratch like that. That's so wild to me. And then when you Google, so because I Googled the pizza done right to make sure I had it right on my thing here. And it's not even a pizza that comes up on the Google thing. It's hamburgers, because you have hamburgers, you have you have a kind of an extensive menu as well.
Very extensive. Yeah, it's a full menu. We have wings, cheese curds, smash burgers, 2 patties. I would definitely, if the next thing, because you've had my wings, you've had my pizza now.
Yeah.
You definitely should try a smash burger the next time you're in there.
Do you ever put pineapple on your burgers?
No way, I haven't actually. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
I love pineapple. It's one of my favorite foods. Okay, well, I mean, I would say that's the show, and I mean, Gus, you've got a great menu. Check it out. Go ahead, plug yourself. Let everybody know where they can hear from you and find you.
Yeah, so we're Pizza Done Right inside the Bowler. You can definitely order delivery any day of the week that we're open. The hours are on our website. That website's going to be pizza.doneright.cooking, and we are also doing pop-up events for Fat Sammy's food trailer. That one, you got to kind of follow our Facebook as well. We're on FM Eats pretty frequently as well. So, and if you utilize DoorDash, Uber, any of those items or options, you can definitely use those to order with us as well. So.
And of course, I'm Conrad Fargo. You can find me anywhere. You can type in Conrad and Fargo. Tim, have you ever heard there's this website, Amazon.com?
Yeah.
You ever heard of them?
Maybe once or twice.
If you type in Conrad, you know what comes up?
I do not.
I mean, me neither. Not me.
Okay.
Hotel Conrad stuff comes up and all kinds of other things. I don't know. If you type in Fargo, do you know what comes up?
No,
that TV show. I got a TV show, Fargo. It blows up all my SEO. It's a real pain. But if you type in Conrad and Fargo, I'm there. I'm there. Anywhere you can type in Conrad and Fargo, please do so, and then like, share, and subscribe. So do that. We are going to get out of here with Dean Martin. What's your relationship with Dean Martin? Why do you like?
Nothing in particular. It's about making pizza pies.
It's the song itself. He's got that song, That's Amore, which is Italian.
Yep.
Just like pizza pies.
Just like pizza pies.
All right. Well, Tim, thanks for lunch. Thanks for coming. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We're going to listen to that, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.